Last time on Wanderlust. So all of you take off running. The bodies are like gaining on you guys. As you turn around and look, they're getting closer. As you all find the door, do all of you just run in?
And open the box as soon as all 5 of us are in.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of you run in and open the box, and immediately you door slams shut, and you can hear like scratching and scraping at the door. We, moved by invisible waves, trace the way to find an exit.
Sound waves? Radio waves? Some other wave?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
So you're gonna like grab a little chunk of iron and hold it up to that thing?
Yeah.
So when you hold it up to it, you can see that the powder at the bottom of the tube does start to like lift off and attract to the bar of iron you hold up to it.
Are we sure we want to actually solve this puzzle? Because we got all that waiting on the other side.
I like the shield idea, though. I think if we have all this tin, we can flatten some into shields and then have Lance go first with his, quote, oodles of weapons. Juliet, Estelle, Fred going to the coal.
Autumn and Lance would stay with the party until we find bone zombies.
Fair.
And then if we find bone zombies, Autumn and Lance will try to lure them away to let the other 3 go do the coal without freaking out. I think the weasels are controlling these things somehow.
And there is a beautiful ringing sound from the bronze bell. And when you hear that sound, you can see complicated scroll work in the door beginning to spin like a massive lock unlocking itself.
I'm going to actually make 2 more bells. One that is just pure iron, and one that is iron with a little bit of that coal thrown in to make steel.
The other half of the door starts to move.
I'm going to ring the bronze bell.
Both parts of the door start to move, and it slowly creaks open.
I think we found the heart of this world. Good job. I never would have figured that out.
You grab it, and immediately you find yourselves in a forest, a dark forest. And out around you, you can see 2 more lights flickering in the gloom. All of you find yourselves in a dark forest. You've claimed one part of this heart of the wild, and as you walk out into this forest where there are branching paths leading up and down, deeper into the woods in all different directions, you are for the first time able to see a slight distance in front of you, and you notice that you yourself are glowing now in this place. A slight beacon in the darkness. And as you look out, you can still see 2 remaining lights of different colors floating off in a distance. You can see the paths that might lead to them. And as you walk, you can... what's the right way to put it? You can start feeling things shifting on the edges. Occasionally you can hear footsteps. Little rustles in the leaves. Things seem to be circling you as you hold this heart. Or this part of the heart. 2 lights remain. One is blue and one is green. Where do you head?
Blue.
Can we tell what the things are that are circling us? Can I, roll?
Yes, go for it.
Do you want me to use danger sense or inquisitive?
Inquisitive works here.
Okay. That is a +3.
Sure. So the +3, as you start looking harder, it is hard to get a read, but you can hear footsteps that feel or sound sometimes bipedal, step, 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 like, like someone walking, right? Not like a cantering footstep of a dog or something like that, or a horse or whatever.
Yeah.
Other times you feel like you can definitely hear quadrupedal animals walking in the woods, and other times sounds of footsteps that you are not used to hearing. Occasionally, too, you think you might see someone walking off in the darkness, but the moment you try to look harder at it, that disappears.
In my notes, I have artifact that can contain pieces that maybe function like a GPS marker for a place so you can find your way back to them. Is that the piece that we have?
You have one piece, yes.
Okay. Well, on to the next one. I'm partial to blue.
Me too.
Sure, let's give blue a try.
As you walk, the paths again start to fall away from you as you pick one. The further you go on it, the less branches and immediate splits there are. And as suddenly as that light feels like it starts getting closer, you find yourself somewhere else. Looking up at a night sky covered in stars, and all around you there are soft, like grassed, rolling fields with these small little, like, bubbly kind of looking buildings, a lot of glass. They're very sleek and grown in, so, you know, there's a lot of plant life still growing around them, but also a lot of, like, open, soft grass everywhere, and then above you, the night sky. Yes.
Real quick, I forgot to ask this. Before we touch the blue heart, if I looked back as if, like, trying to look at the way we came, can I see a way back to, like a heart to grab to, like, go back to the, like, where Smoky Banks is right now?
Oh, retconning a little bit? Absolutely not.
Okay.
In that there is nowhere, there's not a direction for you to walk in other than these two lights. You could pick a direction and walk.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other places you could walk to, but none of them are illuminated.
Got it.
So in this new place, does it look like there's, like, lights or beings inhabiting these domes?
So there's definitely buildings. Right now they are closed and dark. You could try to approach one and see what you could make of it.
Can I do another danger sense to see if I can start feeling any of, like, the beating that we've been using to kind of navigate our way around these worlds?
Absolutely. Make me a roll.
Could I do that too?
Absolutely. Make me a roll.
Ugh, that's really not good. All right, that's a 0 from me.
So does perception work for that?
Sure.
It's 1 for me.
You hear and feel nothing.
I think Estelle kind of starts looking around. I'm not feeling any beating like in the last one. Can you all feel anything?
I'm not feeling it either.
I can take a gander.
Yeah, I suppose I can give it a try. -1.
Fred feels it.
You don't feel anything.
5!
No, not only do I not feel the beating, I suddenly become emotionless. I don't feel anything.
Juliet, you center yourself. You can feel, I would say, that beating of the one that you already found, but it's more muted, more subdued. Like, it almost just kind of feels like a second heartbeat.
Oh, in the piece in our hand?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then you're like, I remember what this feels like. I know what I should be listening for. And you listen out over this place, and you hear absolute silence.
I don't feel anything either. Is there woods around here?
Not woods. There are trees, but those trees are clearly planted trees. Does that make sense?
Yes. What did we walk out of?
Do you want to turn around and look behind you?
Sure.
Yeah, it's just more of the same.
Okay. I'm not quite sure why we got dropped here and not elsewhere, but we can investigate a little bit or camp for the night and wake up and meet whoever lives here, if people do live here, and maybe go from there.
Yeah, it would probably be weird if a bunch of aliens just showed up in the middle of the night knocking on someone's door. I'm okay with, I guess, camping.
We could do some investigation, not by their houses, but otherwise in terms of meeting people, I think morning is probably best. I guess what else? So there's small hills. So is it grassland and then small domes and then planted trees?
Yeah. So as you look out, what you see is, and it's dark, right? So keep that in mind. You can see gently rolling hills, sort of illuminated by a fairly bright night sky. And then, like, at a distance, you can see these sort of, like, bubbly domes of these, sorry, hang on a second. You can see these sort of, like, bubbled domes of these, like, sort of large glass buildings. You can maybe see, like, night sky reflected on glass of these little structures. And there's, like, clearly plant life grown up around them, but it is not, like, a forest. It's just... To your eyes, this is it reminds you somewhat of Smoky Banks, right? This is not nature allowed to do its own thing. This is like a manicured space, is what I'm trying to get across to you. So, like, a forest, no. Trees, yes. Different thing, though.
A nursery, yeah. A tree nursery.
Yeah. There might be, like, trees in a row someplace, but there's not, like... wild forest, untamed and growing somewhere here.
Untamed wilds.
Yeah. Nice suburb. You're getting it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was reading this as like, a suburb area.
Without a city next to it.
Are we on the outskirts of that, or?
It's all fairly spread out, so yeah. But, there's stuff in any direction you might look.
Two things that I might not be able to ascertain at this point. One, this stuff does not remind us of the moon base from Arc 1, right? Those little huts.
It doesn't, and I'm really sorry that the moon base never came back up, and I don't want to lie and pretend like it's all coming full circle. It would have made sense if it had, but I did not intend that, and I don't want to lie to you.
I appreciate that. And then... This does not ring a bell as a place Maul has described, right?
Oh, not specifically, no.
Okay.
Actually, specifically, no.
Okay.
Can I do one more danger sense check just for, like, the actual area?
Oh, sure. Do you have any kind of, like, preternatural ability to sense danger, or is this just, like, a thing on your character sheet?
This is... I have been out in the wilds a lot.
Gotcha. Yeah. You can make this check, yes.
Yeah.
Autumn has the magic ability, but I think...
Yeah. The weird magic thing. Yeah.
That's much better. That's +4.
Yeah, no, this seems extremely safe. Like, you would maybe kick with your foot down into the dirt, and it's like you're kicking over sod in a football stadium. Like... This isn't even real grass. You know what I mean? It is. Like, it's growing, but it's not like... I don't think we're going to get bit by mosquitoes here, Like, you sniff the air and it feels purified,
Do we notice any signs of life?
Oh, like animals?
No, like people.
That's what I asked that, and you just said it was dark.
It is dark. If you're asking if you see, like, footsteps, anything like that, no. Do you want to know, like, if you see... I'm trying to get what you mean by that. You don't see people walking around at all. Like,
do I see corpses like we did in the last place?
No, at least not right immediately here. There's no, like, bodies of any amount of decay. You don't also see any, like, scorch marks, signs of a struggle. Like, the last place looked like a zombie... That's how I should have described the last place. It looked like a zombie apocalypse rolled through. This does not look like that. It's... very clean, neat, orderly.
Is there any, like, signs of recent life, like lived in look?
I think you would have to, like, go into a building to determine that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm fine with camping for now. I don't know if there's anything else we want to explore.
Yeah, I just don't know if there's no one here, I don't know why we leave. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by leave?
Go to the outskirts?
No, I think we are. I think this is as outskirt as it's going to get. We could just kind of set up here.
I figured we'd go behind a hill and camp out, and then in the morning, we could see if there are people here, instead of scaring them in the middle of the night and having them potentially attack us. Seems like a bad first impression?
Sounds good.
All right, so you guys find yourself, like, a nice little campsite, almost too like picturesque at this point, or picaresque. I always do that wrong. It's not picture. Anyways, picaresque.
No, those are two separate words. You mean picturesque.
Do I mean picturesque?
Yeah. Picaresque is something else.
Oh, frick. You know I'm Googling this now.
Picaresque is relating to an episodic style of fiction dealing with the adventures of a rough and dishonest but appealing hero.
I did not know that was a word.
Are you serious? I thought that was picture. I thought this was too. This is because of a Decemberist album. Now I'm mad at the Decemberists. Doesn't matter. Their thing ain't about an episodic thing. Whatever. Screw you, Decemberists. You confused my words. Okay, so picturesque. Too picturesque. You guys have camped out.
Currently, we're at a picturesque setting. If you want a picaresque setting, come join us for On the Brink, our next series run by Cody.
You find an almost too picturesque place to camp, right? It's like little stream, looks crystal clear. There's a little tree, a couple little trees that you can kind of camp under and look up at the night sky. But other than that, total silence, right? Just like the babbling of this creek and the stars moving around you.
Gosh, it sounds really pretty, but I know it can actually be that way.
I mean, it can be. It can be really pretty and also just sterile, which is not the point of what Cody is trying to get across with the wilds.
That's true. Juliet's really happy that there's such a nice night sky.
So describe your little camp to me. You're on the brink of this little river. There's a few trees. What do you do? Like, how do you set up your camp?
We've got our heat lamp. We've got our sleeping bags and hammocks. So there's a couple trees.
Yeah.
Juliet sets up a hammock.
Yeah, I think I'd be cautious of, like, making a fire in a place like this.
Yeah. That's why I said heat lamp.
No, that's fine. It's maybe the detail I was looking to see if you guys would do. So, you were right.
Yeah.
You've passed my making a fire puzzle. You weren't going to get killed either way. It was just, it doesn't matter.
We would probably be seen as, ruffians or Neanderthals. That's the word I'm looking for.
Fire is legal by bylaw 47231.
Yeah.
I did just watch that episode of TNG where Wesley Crusher gets sentenced to death for falling on flowers in the Sex Planet. And, I guess it would be unfair to call it the Sex Planet until you watch that episode. And it's just like explicitly the reason they beam down there is because everyone wants to have sex with people on Ryza. That's it. That's like, there's not like another reason. It's just like everyone's real hot for the Ryzians. Anyways, doesn't matter. I make fun of TNG all day. So, all right, you guys make your little camp. Is anyone keeping watch? How's that working out?
I think we're keeping normal watches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Lance have any cool, like, camp setup situation? Does he have, like, a pop-up tent?
Oh, yeah. What are his cool little gadgets?
Oh, now why would you guys put me on the spot like that?
Because you do it to us all the time.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think of what's, like, the most efficient and least humane. Yeah, he definitely cocoons himself and hangs himself from a tree. Like, he has, like, a sleeping bag that he, like, hooks up into a tree, and then it, like, slurps around him, and he just dangles from a tree
Oh, no.
all night. And he's like, what? It's cozy. It's nice. Why are you guys making fun of me?
Not making fun of you, just wasn't expecting it.
You haven't lived until you've tried a cocoon, all right? It's the best. It keeps you off the ground. This is perfectly sealed around my face. I can still keep a watch. It's easy to look around. All right?
So the whole moth thing and the long walk, that was totally fine with you?
I mean, he did get resurrected from a...
No, it was awful because my face here, I can see out, and I have, my hands are on weapons right now. So if anything comes up, I can just start shooting,
Do you shoot through the cocoon?
We practice, armed hammock dismount assaults, all right? We not hammock, they're called cocoons, but yeah, we practice those. They're different kinds of cocoons, and we practice those.
But then you would be destroying your cocoon, right? That seems like a waste.
No, you get good at, look, I'm not going to demonstrate it for you right now because I don't want to shoot up this place, but no, you get practiced at, like, it's like a 2-second draw from here to me on the ground, backwards, and then this is somewhat armored, right? So you can use it as armor, and then you just start blasting, I drill this.
I mean, just don't stop blasting. I want to see this now. Just do the thing where you get out real quick and then get ready to shoot, but don't actually shoot.
I'm not a circus performer for you, all right? Like, I do my own I have my own
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Hey, how about this?
No, I do think you and Tira should have a competition when we go back and see who can go faster. I think all of Smoky Banks would be interested.
Tears faster. It doesn't matter. Anyways.
Yeah, I'll come at you. Here, I'll draw my bow and I'll be ready to shoot it. And then when I let go, then you do the thing.
Okay, you know what? Fine, Fred. All right, you know what? Fine. And we're rolling off now. One of us, either he's getting arrowed in the shoulder or you're getting stunned.
I'm perfectly fine with this. This sounds like fun.
Hang on.
Autumn, do you have the first aid kit?
Yeah, usually people don't ask me that for other people.
First aid kit. I am the first aid kit.
You know, you cocoon people for sleeping. I'm worried what first aid looks like to you.
All right, I'm ready when you are. Count me down. All right, count me down. I'm ready when you are.
3, 2, 1. He looses the arrow.
Okay, what did you roll?
Negative 1. Positive 1.
Cool. So what happens is he falls, the arrow just right in the shoulder, and then he just starts shooting up in the air. And he just goes, ah!
He rolled worse than me?
He did roll worse than me. He rolled really bad.
I rolled a -2 and I was like, good, I'm losing this. I don't want to shoot Lance.
No, he rolled worse than you. Which is really bad. I will say it's really bad because he's actually good at shooting. He goes, ah, pull it out of me! Pull it out of me! Why would you do that? I thought you were gonna miss! I thought you were gonna miss!
Okay. Just sit still. Stell will pull it out.
As soon as you touch it, he just goes, oh, no, don't pull it out!
What do you want me to do?
I don't know! Stabilize it!
I think you want to have it pulled out.
Can I hold him down while Estelle pulls it out?
Yeah, but he doesn't like it. He's like a corgi that you pick up.
Man, I'm really sorry, Lance. I guess the arrow is faster than I thought it would be.
No, it's fine, don't worry about it. Ow! And he grumpily gets back in his little cocoon and is just like fuming as he rotates around.
Well, who wants to take first watch after that?
I can.
He just turns himself towards the tree and you hear passive-aggressive snoring.
And then he rotates back around and we see him passive-aggressive snoring.
Ostentatious snoring, one might say.
So stupid.
Okay, so who said they were taking the first watch?
Me.
Okay, cool. So, this is an interesting question that I don't know the answer to. I'm making one up. All right, so everyone else goes to sleep, and you look up at the night sky. There isn't a lot of sound or noise around. It's eerily quiet, you might say, especially given how much you've been in a forest at night. Gets real loud at night. Real noisy. Not here. Total silence. As you look up at the sky, though, like something sort of odd and ominous happens in that a planet comes over the horizon. It doesn't light the area like you're in direct sunlight now. Just you're now facing this planet that is huge and like a turquoise green. Comes over the horizon and it's like glowing in the sky and it does light the ground like a sort of turquoise color. So it casts everything in this weird dark emerald shade because it isn't actually like a sun that's lighting you yet, right?
Right.
But it's still reflecting some light. So imagine moonrise if the moon is like the size of the sky. It's not that big, but it's huge in the sky and moving very quickly. Like you can see it moving as it moves across the horizon or it moves across the sky.
We finally made it to the moons.
Yay!
Who is taking the next watch?
Can I wake up Lance to do that? Because I want to talk. I want to have a scene with him.
Oh, sure.
It's not as ridiculous as him getting shot by Fred.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Oh, I have an actual question that is ridiculous. Does he stay in the cocoon for when he's on watch?
Yeah, he can draw so fast.
Right now, he's got no reason. He can tactically exit a cocoon really well.
Can he, though?
He just didn't.
Let me tell you what, he can tactically exit a cocoon as well as every idiot I see on YouTube doing stupid tactical drills for nonsense reasons. I still think, okay, real quick, I'm going to say one guy who won me over when my YouTube got real sick and decided I was a gun nut, which I'm not. There was this guy, sorry, I know this is annoying, but it's a hilarious tangent, so it's going to go on air and this guy deserves props. So there's all these people that like pretend to do arm drills for any nonsense. And this guy is like going out to a range. He's like, all right, things are getting bad. They have to call him the sniper. Someone's taking a hostage. He's got like a target set up there, and it like shows him like loading the gun. He's like, all right, we got a license to clear. I can take the shot. And I'm like, this is the stupidest thing in the world. And then he closes it and just shoots the hostage right in the head. And it cuts back to him, and he's just like, and I'm like, that was funny. That got me. I laughed. That one was funny.
So, you don't have to go back to whatever your planet's called if you don't want to, Lance. And I know you're going to say everything has been terrible since you guys fell into the wilds, but I think that has more to do with the people you've been around and not necessarily the wilds.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, what's the right way to put this? I am not like you. That sounds mean. I don't mean it mean.
After watching the Cocoon thing, I'm okay with that.
I did not find, like, my best self in the wilds. I don't need to have a, shrewd, efficient, calculating, and dare I say, cruel side of myself accentuated. I'm capable of all those things, and I've known that I'm capable of all of those things kind of for a while. What I'm trying to do is get my people, what are left of them, back home safely. And then what happens to me next, really, whatever. I'm still have responsibilities that I care more about than I care about living in the trees with all of you. You all seem nice, sure. I have zero interest in being part of whatever hippie commune you've got going on.
I don't know if I'd call us a hippie commune when we're literally fighting for our lives every day.
Let me put it to you this way. I get that maybe me, by comparison to others from my civilization you have met, I seem maybe like fast and loose with the rules, like I'm a really cool guy. It's not actually what I want to be. I liked being a scientist, and I liked my job and what I did. I just got stuck in a very bad place working for an idiot. What I'm hoping happens is I can get back. I can see him either demoted to the point of irrelevance or promoted to the point of irrelevance. I honestly don't care which, so long as he's never directly responsible for people's lives again. And then, lead the next scientific expedition that there is. Maybe a little vacation.
That's fair. I just know you could be doing a lot of good if you stayed with. And if you...
Oh, I definitely would make your life easier, for sure. But,
No, I want to be clear. It wouldn't be my specific life. I still don't like you.
Oh, I would make your life much easier. Yeah, way easier. Way easier.
I think the amount of stress of having to double check and think you're going to betray us constantly would make it worse, but...
I've betrayed you once ever. I don't even think it was you. I think it was Juliet, and we're way past that. We're cool now.
I mean, you did threaten to send a giant worm at our civilization.
I don't think I threatened that. I just mentioned that it was possible.
Regardless... If you ever need a place to come back to, if planet Delta Alpha Gamma 4621 doesn't work out, you can always come back to Smoky Banks.
Is that what you decided my planet was called?
I was making it up. It was from one of my novels. It was actually from one of Mitchell's novels. He went into he started writing space stuff for a little bit. He's not very good with naming planets. He thinks they all sound exotic if you start throwing in letters and numbers together from dead languages.
Oh, yeah. We're just planet 1. We just won because we were the first planet that we discovered, and then we've just been counting up ever since. So, 1, and then the second planet we went to, that was 2. The third planet we went to, that was 3. The fourth planet we went to was 4.
Are you sure it wasn't the first planet was 1 and the second planet was 1-0 and the third planet was 1-1? That feels more efficient.
Yeah, less humane.
Binary? Efficient? No, it's way longer. It's way longer. We don't have base 10 math. We do everything in There's 24 characters, so we count to 24.
What do your numbers look like after 9?
They all look different. There isn't 9.
I am curious what they look like now, but I do want to sleep, so I'm going to go in a normal hammock and not a cocoon.
This is normal for me. All of you are the weird ones sleeping in hammocks. I don't get that. And then he just rotates back away.
Good night, Lance.
Good night. Anyways, who do you wake up for the next watch?
That's Lance's choice.
Oh,
Lance was the next watch.
Fred, midway through the night, a rock hits you in the head, and you look up, and Lance is just still in his cocoon looking at you. Bet you want to know how I hit you with that rock.
I'm guessing you threw it.
Mind power, so then he turns towards the tree.
I guess I deserved that.
Fred, you wake up to an landscape no longer that dark emerald color, but as you look up in the sky, you can see like what you would understand to be a fairly far away, but closer than would be normal. So think like half the size of the moon, planet moving across the night sky. Again, actually fairly quickly, you can actually see this planet moving, which is itself sort of weird. And like the night sky above you swirling around. Is there anything you want to do on your watch?
Are we in a 3-body problem?
I don't think so, but I don't know because I don't totally get what a 3-body problem is.
A 3-body problem is 3 similarly sized objects all rotating each other, like all orbiting each other.
No, these are nothing in here is similarly sized, no.
Okay. Yeah, and the 3, like the book/show is named because the alien planets are in that arrangement. It's an unsolvable system, basically.
That's what I made the backbone of my puzzle this time. The answer is gosh darn it. No, I'm kidding.
We have to solve the 3-body.
You have to roll to solve the 3-body problem. It's just if you roll, you just keep rolling until it comes up all pluses, and then you solve the 3-body problem. And then just like a freaking like heart container in Zelda, it just like drops down out of the sky. But no, they're not all the same size. They're different sizes.
I like that idea of like, oh, as a DM, you don't need to solve the answer to the riddle. Your players will solve it. I put in the 3-body problem.
They'll figure it out.
I'm just hoping to make a scientific breakthrough, you know?
Yeah, I just had my players solve the Riemann conjectures. No big deal.
It's very Picard of us.
It's all fun and games until we actually do, and Cody's like, wait, what?
I'm going to apply for the Nobel Peace Prize as me. Not Nobel Peace Prize. Maybe it creates world peace. Who knows? Anyways. Anything else you want to do besides thinking about the 3-body problem as you look up at the night sky?
It's nice that we can apply for the actual prize that we could get with that while Cody's busy going for the Peace Prize.
No, I think I'm good. Just kind of marveling at the prettiness.
All right. Who do you wake up next?
I guess. Okay. Is that planet still visible in the sky by the time my watch is over?
Well, that's a complicated question. Let me think about this for a second.
Or is there another one coming?
Did you intend to divide your watch into 5 even parts with the assumption that, does that make sense? Like 5 even parts for a night?
Yes.
What like a typical night would be? Cool. So, just Fred, you just see the sunrise before you wake anyone else up, basically.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I wake Juliet up.
All right, Juliet, you wake up. It's fully dawn. There is like a yellow sun in the sky, which has wiped away most of the stars.
So we did a watch like we normally would, but the sun seems to be up a lot earlier than I would expect. Also, I definitely saw a planet go across. It kind of looked like it was like closer than a moon would be, but it didn't look like a moon. Or no, sorry. It was a little further away than a moon would be, but it didn't look like a moon. It looked like a planet. It was really weird. I figured you'd be interested in that, being all sciencey.
Yeah, I want to know all about it. You said you could see it moving across the sky. That must be an incredible speed it was going at.
Yeah, it was It was moving pretty quick.
I will say it wasn't like shooting star quick, but it was visibly moving faster like than our moon would be moving, which is very fast.
Cody, I can't believe you put all of these cool things in the night sky and Juliet slept through it.
I didn't tell you to sleep, you know? You guys made your choices.
Yes, you did.
Actually, it was your choice to take a nap. Like you decided to do nap time. As you guys are talking, there's like a sound and you just see Lance hit the ground in like a superhero pose holding 2 blasters like, I'm ready for action. And then he holsters them both.
Is that what you say to Tira?
You're very nosy about partners, you know that? If you want to know more about our life, become a coworker, then you can know more about our life.
Did you just propose to her?
No, what? No, are you awake?
Yes, the sun's out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just generally don't have a lot of friends that aren't also working with me. It's weird.
Okay, but what's the difference between coworker and partner? Like, where's the level?
Do you sleep with your friends and coworkers?
No, but we don't combine them.
You don't combine friends and coworkers?
Not typically, no.
You just hate your coworkers?
I keep a distance. Our societies are very different.
It's weird. That's weird to me. Why would you? So you don't hang out with your coworkers. You just go and hang out with people that you have nothing in common with.
Yes, that's called my job, yeah.
I hung out with my coworkers back in Garden in the Rocks.
See? It's not that weird. I just assumed you were like a bodyguard and Estelle was her coworker.
I mean, I guess we technically are coworkers and friends now because we are Wild Watchers. It's a whole thing. We don't have we don't get money in the way that you do.
I don't have money. I just have a job and I hang out with my coworkers.
Anyway, let's make some new friends. Speaking of friends,
I'm great at making friends. And then he's like, you know, like sci-fi cocks his gun.
Lance, you can go in the back.
So, quick question. I wanted to confirm something with you, Cody. Was I right in saying that the night was shorter than normal?
Yes.
Than
Yeah.
what we would expect? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I picked up based on your clues, and you didn't refute it, so I just wanted to confirm that.
Yeah.
We also don't know, at what point we came in the middle of the night. You know what I mean?
That is also true.
Like, if we came at 1 a.m.
Here's the thing. I'm not that worried about it. I think this is flavor text that we're getting real in the mud in.
I'm fine with it.
Anyway, I guess let's go see if there's people about.
All right, cool. So you start heading your way towards the nearest one of these sort of little bubbly sci-fi looking buildings. As you approach, there is again no sound. And the further you kind of get through these gently rolling hills, the further you can see that there are little pockets of these bubbles all spread out. It looks beautiful. And above you, you can see the sun is very bright and large, almost magnified to your eyes. It looks sort of strange, sort of distorted as you look up at it.
Oh.
What?
Continue. I have a theory.
So you approach one of these little bubble houses. You can see very neatly manicured landscaping, clearly landscaping, not functional. These aren't plants that you eat. Decorative plants planted around this little domicile. You can see little sci-fi looking bubble cars parked perfectly next to each other, pristine. But other than that, total silence.
Can I do, I guess this would be notice, investigate, to examine the sky above and see if I can tell if we're in a giant dome? If this whole thing is a giant dome?
Oh, yeah, sure, you can do that, yeah.
Notice?
Whatever thing you just said. Yeah, notice is fine.
4.
Yeah, you're definitely in a bubble. When you look up and start paying attention, you can see the seams of glass panes above your head.
Okay.
The sun is also large, but it is distorted by the fact that it's shining through a lens.
Okay. But it does seem like the sun is real. It's not a projection.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And so the stuff they saw last night would have been real.
Yeah, they were not. Yeah. You don't get view screen.
It's not simulated.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Good theory, but no.
Just striking things off the list. I think this is actually a dome. Do you see that there? She kind of points it out. I don't know what that means in terms of the wilds or how far this stretches.
That might be why we can't hear anything.
That would make sense. So our goal might be to find a way out of the bubble and therefore hear the heartbeat, but
Well, I think we should start by seeing if anyone's home.
Yes, just wanted to explain that before we get too far.
My guess is that this place is gone too.
Something has overrun it, you mean?
Yeah, or just they didn't survive. Like, I don't think everything is, like, cataclysmic, like those weird ferret things were. But I don't think you win the challenges of the wilds by ignoring them. And that's what feels like this is.
Like some things you can't build a bubble from?
Yeah, well, it's like the slow death of society without nature.
Without real nature, you mean?
I don't consider manufactured trees nature, but...
Right, yeah, I think we're saying the same thing. Okay, well, let's knock on a door and see if we're wrong, but I think it's a good theory.
Okay, so you go up and knock on a door. There's no response.
Okay.
Is the door unlocked?
Yeah, you can try to open it. It slides open. You know, it's just like a regular door. I would say there's a noticeable lack of lock on it.
Breaking and entering, yeah.
There's no lock. We can't do a B and E. We can just do an E.
Entering, yeah.
All right, so yeah, you walk into this house. What are you looking for?
Signs of life?
There are none.
Yeah, like how recently this might have been inhabited or made, or like food. You said there were plants.
Okay, cool. So when you walk in, yeah, there's no food, and no, you don't see anything like decaying necessarily. But like as you walk in, your feet hit like you could say like a sandy texture, but what's like that kind of like rubber, like, you know, like that meshed up tire that you'll see on like...
Oh, on playgrounds?
Sort of like that, but if it's like it leaves impressions as you like trace around it, right? And you can see like very intentional pathways cut in it. And anywhere that you don't immediately see like depressions of footprints, you can see complicated patterns, almost like the like Zen gardens kind of like... that traced everywhere that is not immediately a footpath. When you walk in, it's recognizable. There's table, chairs. You can see like a sitting area. There's piles of these like tablet kind of looking things. So like not books with pages, but, you know, like iPads basically. And you can see like a kitchen, but it is totally empty of food and totally clean. Everything's put exactly where it's meant to be and surrounded by these complicated, like, traced patterns everywhere.
Is there running water?
You could go over to, like, recognizably a sink and see.
I do that.
Yeah, water turns on.
Are there any clothes, like, in a closet or anything?
Okay, so if you go upstairs, you find... It's a very, what's the right way? Like, efficiently laid out area. So, like, you know, you'd maybe go up some steps, and then there's, like, a long hallway with several little like doorways leading off of it. Something that all of you would kind of have like a pretty good sense of is like how many people a communal space could support, right? So a lot of your architecture would probably be built around good communal spaces. Feels very similar. Like you would expect like there's a kitchen of this size. I would expect this building to have 10 bedrooms. You go upstairs, you find 10 bedrooms. When you look in them, they're all basically identical. And, like, you can open a closet, it's full of clothes, they're all perfectly clean and the same.
I'm trying to decide if this is just a very uniform society, or if nobody has moved in here yet. If it's, like, prepared for people who have not yet and may not come.
Cody, can I do some kind of check for, I'm curious if there are any signs of literally any type of animal, like if there are rodents that have moved in, if there are flies that indicate some kind of like decaying.
Sure. Yeah.
All of that fun stuff.
Do they have the fruit flies that plague us all?
Yeah. Animal handling, danger sense, inquisitive.
I would say go inquisitive on this one.
I don't get it.
What'd you roll?
-1.
There aren't any. And that's as interesting as that is to you. I will give you no more details. I will say, though, I'm not lying. There are no animals.
Yeah.
And when I say there are no animals, I mean there are no animals.
Yeah. Yeah, this seems like, I mean, apart from everything else, is a very sanitized society. Like, there's nothing. You know, I would expect, like, I don't know, you know, things like mosquitoes end up in places like this, or flies, or like rodents. Rodents get everywhere, and there's nothing here.
I guess their giant dome must be very well secured.
I mean, it's almost though, like, and I'm gonna be a little bit gross here, like, our waste is living, right? Like, that...
There's a whole microbiome, yeah.
Right, yeah, I mean, I would expect to see mold, like, the signs of decay of some sort, rot, like, any bacteria, but none.
Do you think they, like, sterilize themselves out of existence?
I have no idea.
That, or they could, like, I'm not trying to be weird, they could be like rock people, you know, if it's a form of life that is not biological.
Yeah, I mean, that could be something like that.
Were the clothes in the closet, do they look humanoid? Like they would fit a humanoid?
They're too tall, but yes.
Okay.
They're very tall and very slender. And I would say, like, if you were rooting through them, all the same size, too.
Okay.
Can I fiddle on one of the tablets?
Yeah. That was going to be my next move, too.
Oh, sure, yeah. So you pick up one of these things, and tablet's a lazy way to describe it. It's like a small device, right? Clearly this is not, you know, ink on page. But when you hold it, immediately it feels like a book, and it feels very familiar to you. And when you start looking at it, you're not reading words, it's just giving you information, and to you it feels, specifically I should say, to Autumn, it feels like reading a paperback book. You're not actually seeing pages, you know you're not seeing pages, but just in your mind, you feel reading a book, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and you just grabbed, like, the first one off of, like, a stack, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you just get basically, like, zapped into your brain. Reminder to all citizens, this date, and I would say intuitively you know that this is, in terms of their years, hundreds of years ago. This date, whatever, pick however date format, it wouldn't exactly make sense to you, is Exodus Day. Reminder for all citizens to arrive promptly at the Exodus device. And then, like, as you keep reading, it gives you, like, a schedule of, like, a day that you're supposed to go and do. So, like, maybe from this you could get that this person whose thing you were reading was, like, some kind of teacher. So it's like, you know, go here, teach a class on, and when you, like, read, like, it doesn't exactly, like, translate in your head, but when you try to, like, put a term to, like, the class that this person is teaching, it's, like, an extreme form of, like, disinterested unity. So, like, what would be the right way to put it? A class on, like a delusion of self for the sake of a whole. And then, like, there's a, like, regimented schedule of, like, meditation, meals with exactly what you're eating, like, all very, like, routine. Everyone knows what they're doing. All of this just kind of, like, zapped into your brain as knowledge.
Is there any more information about, like, what Exodus Day is? Or where to go for it?
Well, in terms of where to go for it, you now know where to go for it. It just gave you the information, right? Which is odd. When you start going, like, oh, I want some information on, like, what is Exodus Day? You can, like, feel yourself flipping through the book. Like, that's what it feels like to you. It's just like, oh yeah, you go to page 17. You flip to page 17, and then you can, like, see this diagram of what they call the Exodus device, and it is a means by which they can transfer themselves across the stars to another world to escape the disaster that is their planet.
Okay. I relay all this.
I was wondering if what was outside the dome was actually terrible, and that's why it was created.
I think what was outside the dome was the wilds.
That would make sense.
Which, kind of was terrible, depending on how you look at it.
But also beautiful.
I mean, I agree, but, multiple of us did die and resurrect in it.
Yeah, and there's a variety of things there.
And, the Blighthounds, while interesting, were also terrifying.
Yeah, there's some things from the wilds are easier to live with than others, that's for sure.
And I think we're in the minority that think it's easier to live with in general.
Does the information that you found in there, does it say where the Exodus location is? Or an exit from this dome thing?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Do I know of an exit to do I have a map? Is there a map? I wanted to look up a map.
Do you want to, ask the book if there is an exit to the dome?
Yes.
So you start trying to look up, how do I leave the dome? And you're immediately given, in your mind, you're on an entirely sterile moon. It's in vacuum, right? This bubble is the only thing that is settleable by you. So a door to the outside would just be vacuum. So no. And then as you think to how do I leave this place? What you find is more information on the Exodus machine, and then also information on your home planet, this large teal sphere that you saw in the night sky.
It is a moon base.
It is a moon base, but it's not the moon base from that one time forever ago when I made up a moon base on the fly, and it became everyone's most important thing in my story.
Pro tip for all you GMs out there. If you want your players to get interested, make a moon base. That doesn't matter.
Rest in peace, Moonbase. It looks like there isn't an outside to this. We are in a vacuum.
So where would the wilds be?
Can I see what caused the calamity that caused the Exodus?
Yeah, so you just see, history of the Exodus program. And again, this is all hundreds of years ago. The people of this world found a odd gemstone deep in the heart of a forest. After finding it, their civilization flourished as they made all kinds of new and interesting discoveries. However, those discoveries quickly turned to madness, and they attempted to hide away this, relic that they believed was the source of all of this madness far away on their moon. They sealed it behind several doors and, fields that keep it from emanating any of its, what would you call it? Corrupting influence. However, their world had already, descended into wild madness. This birthed the Exodus program, where they moved their whole population up here and prepared for their journey across the stars.
So there used to be, wilds around, and then they had to make the domes?
It sounds like there was wilds on their planet, and then they moved to the moon.
Yeah, there were wilds on their planet. Their planet went wild, and then they, left.
Okay.
And they moved to the moon, and then they left the moon.
Why did they leave the moon? Or I guess, a dome is less good than a sustainable planet. That makes sense, actually. Does it have any information where they hid away the relic at?
When you try to think about that, your brain starts hurting.
Okay.
So, if this place had... I guess I'm wondering why both of these places that we've been to have this gemstone thing, but we didn't have one on Novathea, and we haven't found one where Smoky Banks is currently in limbo. So, does that mean it's still out there somewhere? What makes these places different?
Maybe we just fell deeper in immediately.
And skipped the whole gemstone thing, or?
Yeah, if we were, closer to it, or these beacons might be drawing things. I don't know, actually.
It's just something I'm puzzling over. Anyway, does this mean we have to find a way to their planet? If we want to get to the wilds and a door out?
This tablet isn't giving me any information about it. Whenever I try to think about it, my brain starts to hurt.
Oh, one note I will give you, though. One thing it did say is, the initial step of the Exodus program was moving that relic off of their planet in an attempt to stop what it had done to the moon and basically burying it on the moon. It is on the moon.
Oh, okay.
That was what they did first, and it didn't work.
Okay.
It's on the moon somewhere. When it says buried, do I think it means literally buried?
It's metaphorical and figurative. It's literal and figurative. Yeah, like it is buried underneath both, like protections, and it's also literally they buried it underground. You know,
where is like the headquarters of this place? Like if I can see a list of structures, like what one? Like, are there any that like seem like science-y? Or
the only thing that would come to your mind with that would be the Exodus program.
I guess. Well, maybe it's... Wait. They said that this heart piece made them figure out a lot of scientific discoveries and breakthroughs? What if it's what transferred them to a different world?
Oh, they might have figured out a way to use the wilds and go through limbo and go somewhere else.
Or through just normal space, maybe?
I guess.
I think the Exodus program is our next place to go.
That makes sense. But you said that's the way it makes your brain hurt if you try to find it?
If I ask for the heart specifically, yes.
Oh, but not the Exodus program.
Not that.
Okay.
No, when you think about the Exodus program, it's like immediately you get pages of like, please ensure to report to the Exodus program at whatever time. It's important to be there punctually. The Exodus program, and then you get like tons of logistics of like how to line up, where to line up, all this other stuff. Like, you know, the like children that are in your care, ensure that they are here at the right time. Ensure you are able to manage any like odd emotional outbursts from children dealing with the Exodus program. You know, it's just like all this kind of stuff.
So does that tablet there show us where to go for the Exodus program?
Yep, I can lead the way.
All right, anything else you want to check out in the house before you start heading that direction?
Fred's kind of curious on what this building is made of.
Oh, that's kind of a fun idea. Ooh, let me think about that. That's actually an interesting question for a couple reasons.
Go to the head of the class, Vinny.
So when you start looking a little, so at first, visually, it's beautiful, right? It's a certain kind of beauty, you know? It's pristine. All the like edges and curves and angles are perfect, right? But then you like start like scratching your nail on one of the walls, and it's like this really like, it's basically like a very compact kind of crappy concrete. And then you start like scratching the countertop, exact same material. And like you start kind of wandering around the house, and basically 99% of this house is made out of the same material, save for like things like a few cushions here and there. Like to the point where it's like pipes are made out of the same material, right? In a way that to you seems wildly inefficient. Almost like they're stuck in a place where they can't make a lot of things. It strikes you as, you know, do you remember when our college put up the apartments really near our college?
Yeah.
And like at first they seemed nice, and then you found out like the whole things were made out of paper mache and were super flimsy, you know?
Yeah.
Sort of that. It has that vibe to it. Like if you could tell if you punched that wall's falling down.
Good thing we're all controlling our emotional outbursts.
Yeah, I mean, I relay that to the group.
Well, I guess it makes sense if this was only a temporary place in order to exit.
It just feels weird to build a place that could fall down on you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Any other questions before you all move on?
I don't think so.
Okay, so as you start making your way down towards, so anyways, you come out of this building and start looking out, right? And like at Autumn's direction, you can see the structure that is called like the, you know, Exodus Project or whatever, right? And looking at it, it is surrounded entirely by perfectly pristine, like, you'd only be able to see from above, right? Like, geometric swirling patterns around it that themselves form, like, this walkway down to it. And as you make your way that direction, the buildings around you start cropping up more often. There's more of them as you're walking. It does the sky starts to change, the sun starts to set. It's maybe only been 7-8 hours at this point to your guys' you know, like internal clock, but the sun's already setting. And the closer you get, you can actually start to hear something very faintly, which is just the sound of this, like, it's sort of a fanfare, but it's very repetitive and precise, almost like very MIDI-ish, you know, when you have like tones that are just like, and they don't have any like nuance of a real instrument making them. So it's this kind of, it's sort of, for the Rick and Morty heads out there, it's like human music when Jerry was stuck in a simulation listening to human music. Kind of like that, but it is this sort of like swelling fanfare that keeps playing. And as you get closer, all of you in the language that you would most understand start hearing in your minds, "Welcome to Exodus Day, the day in which our civilization finds ourselves unburdened and we travel together across the stars. Set yourself free from self, become one of all of us, and set yourself free across the stars. Welcome to Exodus Day." And as you go, you kind of start picking up where it's looping, sort of, and you pick that up sort of faster than you want to, and it gets a little jarring the closer you get, and you find yourselves just walking like inevitably up towards this beautiful arch-domed building with basically what looks like a huge telescope. It sort of looks like an observatory, right? So it's a dome with a big telescope looking thing sticking out of it, and you can see that thing tracking across the sky. And up at the front there's like this massive kind of like stage area where you can see that there's like definitely a place where someone is meant to stand, you know, like there is like this pedestal that's meant for someone to stand on it, and then one very simple little like console that like you could tell by looking at is meant to fit a somewhat larger hand.
Is anybody else worried that maybe they didn't all go somewhere else and live happily ever after?
It does kind of feel like they got downloaded into something. Sorry, the Novathean equivalent of a computer, of being transmitted into a computer.
And now, like, at this point, somewhat, like, blaringly loud, like, "Welcome to Exodus Day! Place your hand on the pedestal and ascend into the heavens! Become one part of our new society! Lose self! Become one with our new society! Place your hand on the pedestal! Welcome to Exodus Day!" Like, blaringly loud in your ears.
Not gonna do that.
I'm gonna try plugging my ears. Does it help?
Oh, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, it does not do anything.
Does this building have any other, like, rooms besides this giant sort of stage room?
I'm gonna make you make an investigation check.
Okay.
It is because it is not immediately apparent, but if you started looking, you might find something.
2.
Okay, I'm not gonna give you a ton here, but, like, right in front of you, you don't notice anything, like, that you would think of as, like, a door. It's sort of weirdly not. Like, you would expect to walk into the building, but there isn't any way in. But, like, as you look, like, on the floor, you can see, like, signs of repetitive motion in a way that you've not seen anywhere else. Like, imagine you look and you can see where, like, the floor has moved several times. You can see some, like, wearing maybe, like, dust first time you've seen it, like on some corners, and like a larger gap, like two surfaces have rubbed against each other a bunch over and over and over again. And again, it's this like really flimsy kind of concrete that, like I said, Fred could practically punch through.
So, where am I seeing this rubbing? Is it like a vertical thing or a...
Okay, so you walk up, right? There's this pedestal with like a little hand thing that none of you have touched yet. Like, next to it, you can see areas where the floor has worn. But in front of it, nothing.
And is this in a separate building, or no? It was just like a plaza.
You walked up to this, you're outside on top of a structure.
Okay. Can I examine the seams to be like, does this thing, like, drop when you put your hand there?
Are you trying to, like, push on them or something? Or what do you want to do? Do you just want to, like, try to shove it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to stand on it. But I'll push it.
Okay, so, yeah, Juliet, you, like, kind of crawl up maybe, you know, and, like, start shoving your hand on it. And you can kind of, like, feel it, like, it bounces in that way that means this thing's really not supposed to move. But I think if I push on it, it'll pop open, you know?
Okay.
And so you start shoving on it, and you hear a pop. And then, like, the door swings open, and it's, like, kind of breaks, you know? But you're like, oh.
Okay.
And then it's just, like, darkness down into, like, a pit, basically.
Okay. And where is it in relation to this pedestal then?
Right next to it.
Just right next to it. Okay.
So, like, if you imagine, like, imagine you're, like, typing at a desk, like I'm standing at a desk right now. The hand thing would be next to me. If I took a step over here, I'm falling in the pit.
Yeah, okay.
And then in front, like, so imagine I'm facing this pit next to me, and then if I go forward more, you hit a wall, then there's that dome up top with the telescope thing pointing up into the sky that's slowly tracking.
Okay.
And you could, like, I don't, if you want to, like, shine a light in it, you can, or try to examine it more.
Okay. Glowy grabby time. or a flashlight. If Lance has a superpower flashlight, now would be the time to use that.
You can get out your glowy grabby, you shine a light down in there, and it is just full of bones. I mean, so many bones. There is just bones. Way too many, an uncomfortable amount of bones. Skulls, ribs, everything. Bones for days.
I'm gonna say an uncomfortable amount of bones for me is one skeleton.
More than that, like a lot, way more than that, yeah.
So it seems like maybe they...
Didn't make it?
Well, I think the most... A option would be that their consciousness is living in some sort of unity with all the other consciousnesses. I don't know if that's better exactly, but either way, I think all of their bodies ended up here. She looks down in the pit.
Cody, can I do okay, so I want to do two things. I want to do a danger sense roll, and I want to also do a roll to see if I can feel the heart now that we're in here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do both.
Okay. So danger sense is a +3.
You are not in any immediate danger, but you probably shouldn't stand on that pedestal and click that button.
Okay. Rolled off. Do you want me to use inquisitive for feeling for the heart?
You can, yeah.
Okay, +2.
You don't feel the heart at all.
Gosh darn it. Okay.
But good news, you don't feel the heart in that pile of bones.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was worried about, honestly. So,
again, another good thing to cross off the list.
Yeah.
Where is the thing being powered by?
That's a great question that you would have to do some digging to figure out.
Can I break open the pedestal?
You know what? You can. Yeah, go for it. I established that this stuff's really flimsy, so basically, you know, I'm going to give you this. I said this stuff was flimsy, like destructible environments. You guys can literally punch. This is like everything is made of drywall.
Cool. I'm going to use my the spear butt and break open this pedestal.
So you smash the pedestal and you just hear like this like triumphant sound and it just goes, ascension progressing, and then you just see like this head harness like shoot out of the ground and just like hover way high up in the air, and then you just hear like a pneumatic sound and you see like air cylinders fire, and then the like platform tilts and it goes, next ascension. But anyways, you smash the pedestal, which triggered the pedestal, and you find like a bundle of like wires and stuff leading down in and then towards the building.
Right, so the other option I was considering is that they just killed everyone and called it Ascension, which I'm thinking is percentage-wise just becoming more likely by the second, the more we find out.
To be honest, it is technically true, depending on your religious beliefs.
No, it's not! What are you talking about? No, I don't think there's a single religious faith whose version of ascension is get murdered by whatever that thing is!
Well, no, there's religions that think you're reborn.
Sure, but like because you get your brain pneumatically pistoned by some terrifying goggles?
Is this Lance or Cody yelling? I can't.
This is Lance.
Okay. You started yelling and you lost his accent immediately. And I'm like, I can't tell if we're being stupid or...
No, Lance just is not the type of person that would find that compelling.
I don't think Autumn's finding it compelling. I think Autumn's trying to tell herself something to make it manageable.
Right, well, there's a reason none of us wanted to touch the pedestal. I think that was the right intuition.
Anyways, there is like a conduit leading into this building.
I guess we follow the conduit? Like, maybe it's still the heart's still powering it?
So, yeah, it just, like, leads through a wall, so you have to just kind of, like, punch through a wall if you want to do that.
Yeah, we do that.
Okay.
Do you want to blast the wall, Lance? You know, we can put you up in a cocoon first.
He just runs through it. I've always wanted to smash through a wall, like, you know, like a big monster, so I had to take the opportunity when I could. Anyways... So yeah, you guys enter this, like, dark room. You can see, like, the inner mechanics of a big sort of looks like a telescope, but not exactly. But there is like several like refracting lenses on like a big arm that's sticking up into the sky, right? But inside of it, you can also see now there's like several less prettily designed like computer terminals laid out all over this room, and like one right next to like this big telescope looking thing.
I would like to investigate the computers.
Cool. So you go over to the computer and you look at it, and similarly to you, whatever way you take in media most easily, that's what it feels like when you look at it. And what you get is just like some big number, like call it like, it's like a status bar of like 90,000 ascensions to complete, 8,999 completed, 1 in buffer, and then there's like an option in your mind of either delete or resend. And not resend, resend.
How would they rescind it? I don't know.
You can, and I will say, there's not like an option to walk away at this point. You're like stuck with this like delete or resend.
Delete the ascension or rescind it. I think I'm going to rescind it.
Okay, so you hit resend, and then like out on the platform, you can, all of the sounds stop suddenly, like that sound of like, welcome to the ascension, all that goes totally quiet, and you hear this sort of like weird like pulsing noise. The computers all around you glow and then spark, and then you just hear this voice coming from outside like, oh, finally, the time has come. I've become... Did they leave me here? God damn it, son of a... I knew that guy was a fraud! Gosh darn it, you just hear like smashing sounds from outside.
Is that where we're going to end?
Yeah, that's where we're going to end.
Okay, can we talk about how this is like Caitlin cannot stop resurrecting people? Like every time Caitlin gets like,
what are we gonna do with him?
Right, I'm like, Caitlin's like, resend.
I can't delete people.
Caitlin, you can. Okay, I want anyone out there, if you come across me and I've been, and all of humanity has been dead for 300 years, delete me. Delete me. Just call it a...
Oh my god! They're gonna be the only person!
Caitlin, their entire civilization is gone.
That sucks!
We also broke the pedestal to try again for him.
It wasn't gonna be good.
You don't know what Ascension was.
Oh no.
Also, Cody and I just had to think about he can't even delete like Excel files that he might have saved a backup to already.
There was no version in my mind where someone would have hit delete on this. If Zach had hit delete, it actually kind of would have broken this part of the game. So
I would have hit delete.
Would you really?
I would have been like, you would have hit delete, and I would have been like, and we're ending, and I'm rewriting a lot.
Okay, I gotta stop the recording now.
Oh my god.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Wanderlust. Music for this show is credited down below. If you like this campaign, you can find more of our shows at the Wandering Gamer website or on Podbean. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links in the description. Now bear in mind, in the wilds, some wander to get lost, and some wander to find themselves.